What's good, everybody? I wanted to show yeah, thanks for that. Wanted to show y'all this video real quick. It's me deadlifting. I'm gonna show y'all the video, then I'm gonna show y'all the comments, and then just like give y'all my take. So honestly, this video is gonna be up in the air, So just bear with me. But it really got me thinking, and I wanted to make a video about it. So, but anyway. Right, drop to the floor. Come up close. Anyway, so I have been training to not to rely on the belt. So, make a long story short, at the height and weight that I'm at, and this might be a ridiculous way of looking and, thinking at shit, but at the height and weight that I'm at, I should be able to do me. This is me saying it, I should be able to do certain weight without a training aid, and in this case, a belt. I've pulled this weight before. My goal was to hit 529 without a belt, and then work my way to go back to using the belt again for higher weight. But I had to. This is how y'all know this was like a dumb way of thinking. So I haven't deadlifted like heavy weight like that in about a month. The reason being, 3-4 weeks ago, I fucked up my back. I attempted 529. I think this is 518. So what was it? I did 518 easily. And then the following week I attempted 529. No, I failed it. Then a week later tried. Either way, I had fucked my back up attempting 529 without the belt. I wouldn't recommend that. I used to be against training aids, not anymore. And this is coming from a guy who hasn't competed, who hasn't gotten on the platform. It was just, how I was brought up, how I was introduced to the concept of powerlifting. But I used to be against training aids. That's the slingshot, that even wrist wraps and the belt. So, but that's the wrong, to me. Can't speak for everybody, but that's the wrong way of thinking. But anyway, the reason why I bring this video up, I wanted to show y'all something, right? Let's go through this shit together. So somebody said, good try, brother. If you're able to pull some slack and drop your hips a little bit and help with the back and raise your chest, you got that easy peasy all day. And, and basically he was just, giving, I'm not going to say his 2 cents, his healthy critique, So my response was appreciate the feedback. And then he comes in and says, hey, hope it helps. If I'm going to see you on a platform, I need to see you at your absolute best. Iron sharpens iron, which is very, very true. I know how to take healthy criticism. I know how to take like healthy and constructive criticism. I can take that all day, every day. Here's what my response to that was, and this is where the basis of the video is going to go into. But I told him, I said, honestly, I don't think I'll ever get on the platform, brother, and I really kind of do. I mean that. But the bar that I've set for myself might be unattainable, but until then, I'll train the 3 compound list until I'm satisfied. Again, thank you. And then, he gave his, he said perfectly fine and all that other stuff. But he said, I guess you're a I guess you're on a metaphorical platform. Then I saw the KG place and deadlift shoes and the setup and thought, that motherfucker training for something. So anyway, and again gave him a handshake. So not really on him, but on me. So I guess that's the basis of this video, just my thoughts on powerlifting. I've come across, and like if y'all look at the podcast aspect of my channel, like I've come across some really, really great powerlifters, man. But well, let me get to the bar that I set for myself, which is probably like toxic for me and probably for the fitness community. But until I hit certain weights, I'm not gonna get on the platform. And so out of powerlifting, strongman, and bodybuilding, I have a huge respect for powerlifting. Again, y'all bear with me. I said this video can go in so many directions, but the reason why I got into powerlifting is because I was introduced to a level of camaraderie and motivation that I didn't have in real life. I got into powerlifting hoping that I could establish, this is me speaking the truth, establish relationships and friendships with people. Because, and same thing with strongman too, but in powerlifting, there was a level of just camaraderie that, and I already said it twice, but I wasn't getting in real life, especially I can go off on a tangent, but I was introduced to something that to me felt good. And I kind of wanted to commit to like always be around that good feeling. That's why I really got into powerlifting. Well, this is my truth. Can't speak for anybody else, and if anybody else actually takes the time to watch this video and you guys get offended, I do apologize, because I brought some great people to my channel, so this is just my way of thinking. But I think what I wanted out of powerlifting, I don't think I'd actually get. I say this just like with cosplay. The reason why I never got into cosplaying is because I know I'm not a cosplayer. I can go to events all day, every day, no problem. Hang out and support other cosplayers and want to be around, because again, it's a different world. Honestly, cosplay is going in a direction I don't like, but that's not. Same thing with powerlifting. I wanted to. A lot of people that had powerlifting comps, I went out and showed support because I kind of hoped and wondered if I would get that same level and love of support if I ever got on the platform. But then again, too, and this isn't one of those pity party videos or anything, but the level I compared myself to, and I still do, but I compared myself to other powerlifters, and once I saw like the numbers that they were lifting, it was kind of like, nah, I didn't feel like I think the only thing that made me stand out was my bench press after a while. And even that, I just started hitting in the 400 range. I have been training for years just upper body. I hate squatting, I hated deadlifting, and honestly, when I got introduced to powerlifting, like a lot of people wanted me to deadlift and squat. I can't tell you, like, I came across somebody, and make a long story short, he was able to convince me to deadlift and squat. I never really considered myself a powerlifter still, but the fact that, and I mean, I remember the first time I started training deadlifting, a lot of people were like, what? Like, those who personally know me, like, you had to mean something to me to make me want to train those lifts. And I had, in my mind, found a mentor and a teacher, which is why I even started committing to the compound lifts. Still suck at them, but for the longest time, I just went to the gym for behavioral health reasons, and I still do that to this day. And the concept of, in the realm or concept of behavioral health, you don't, forgive me if this goes a little dark, but you don't really set a goal. You just, again, I'm only speaking for me, you just want to feel alive. You want to, shut out the noise. You want to deal with the demon. You want to, So when I got into powerlifting, I was just looking for friends, dude. That's why I'll never get on the platform, because I am not a power lifter. Like, a lot of people really get on, like, when they train to get on that platform because they want to get on that platform. Like, I've seen people in training regimen, muscle spasms, muscle tears, broken bones, you know. I'm not going to speak too much on it, but certain links I've seen people do in training, and when they get on that platform, and this is tested and untested, those are the actual power lifters. I could say it all day, I'm going to compete. And I had every intent of getting on the platform. Two main reasons. And it's actually kind of, the first reason is actually kind of scary because of I haven't talked to this person in a while, so, and I say this respectfully, I don't even know if this person's dead or alive, but somebody on my Instagram told me to create a YouTube channel and start, making content, start streaming. She has, or had, again, I don't know, but she had stage 4 cancer. But one of the things that kind of motivated me to keep lifting and, do all this, she said that watching my videos on Instagram inspired her. So to make a long story short, and she was a powerlifter as well. She trained, before she got bad off the way that she did, she trained the compound lifts. Chris, if you're seeing this, I hope you're okay. This was last year, but she said that she was going to take a break from social media. And I ain't heard from her since. Second reason, the team that I started with, I don't hang around no more. And I kind of think that it'd be, regardless of what happened to make me, and to be fair, I fell back from everybody. But it wouldn't be right to me up here. It wouldn't be right for me to power lift, without them there supporting me. Even if they even want to support me. I doubt that they. But that's why those are those mental blocks that really kind of kept me from wanting to even. Now, at one point in time, I came really close, registering and all. Like, I just would, registering with what federation, I don't know. It was just, slinglet in the cart, wraps, socks, got the belt, with the federation I was going to go under at the time. In any federation, I guess you just have to pay one time, and as long as you compete or whatever within a year, or whatever the credentials or the schematics is to powerlift, like I was all set. But it never happened. Regardless if it was, and I can't even blame the military. It was all me. Well, there was a shitload of factors, dude. Oh my God. But honestly, like, the only reason I felt the reason to make this video, because again, fast forward to now, there are some people who, they ask me, when you get on the platform. In here, I tell myself I'm never going to get on the platform. But my response is, I don't know. So it's a mixture of both. I want to be a powerlifter, but the personal goals that I set for myself, I want to at least hit them on the squat, the deadlift, and the bench. And I've pretty much hit it on the bench. Now I just need to work on my squats and deadlifts, but it was just, I don't know. I think up here, since I'm telling myself that I'm never going to powerlift or compete, I think that's why it's not going to happen, because internally I keep telling myself I'm not going to do it. I want to, but I sought out powerlifting for the wrong reasons. I want to establish friendships and, hang around people. That was really, really stupid. That was kind of like desperate. And the only reason I'm hard on myself about it is because I really just want it to be accepted. I don't I don't care too much about that shit anymore. So, but with that being said, I don't want to take away from the great performers I have brought on my channel. Honestly, the reason why I talk to people the way that I did was because I was just trying to find that motivation, not just in powerlifting, but in life, especially in the fitness realm. Because again, with me, all my issues are mental. So, but anyway, I really just felt the need to make a video on that. I'm gonna make still more reaction videos. Again, I had plans. I'm still gonna stream. As far as the podcasting, the reason why I took a break from that is because I wanted to make sure that I was fully established with school. But I'm gonna get back into that. I haven't taken a break from that. I'm gonna pick that back up too. But that's just my thoughts on powerlifting. And again, will I ever get on the platform? Like I've been telling people in real life and in person, I don't know. But in here, the answer is no. And until I can internally, tell myself yes or deal with whatever, deal with those issues, then yeah. I'm not going to say never, but there's some internal work I have to do before I decide to compete. But anyway, like, subscribe, support the channel. Y'all probably see me in a couple hours on the stream, so peace.